Thank you. You may be seated.
What's up, 11 a.m.? How are you guys? Woo. Man, we are psyched about Easter. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I'm psyched that you guys are here today. But man, Easter is going to be amazing. And but here's the thing. I'm psyched you guys are here today. 11 o'clock. You made it to the 11 o'clock. So good to see you guys. You guys are the ones who've already had coffee. You probably ate lunch already. Anybody already have lunch? No, you're like, get things moving. I want lunch. But I'm glad you're here. My name is Joel. I'm the campus pastor here. And maybe you've never been here before. And what an honor that you guys are here with us today. And so can we put our hands together for anybody who's maybe our first-time guest in the room? Listen, we're not the church that's going to like have you stand up and introduce yourself and embarrass yourself. We're not going to have you do that. We don't want to embarrass you. We just want to say thank you for spending an hour out of your weekend to be in church. And hopefully I get to meet you. After the service, I'm always out in our lobby. And I really stand out there to talk to everyone, but first-time guests, I really like to spend my time with first-time guests at the end of the service. And so if you're a first-time guest, at some point during the service, if you can grab this welcome home card that's in the back of your seats, there should be a pen right there. They're Bayshore pens. Everybody steals our Bayshore pens, okay? I think it's funny people steal church pens. It's all good. We resupply them all the time. But if you can fill this out and then give it to me after the service if you're a first time. I have a big old bag of Fisher's popcorn that I want to put in your hands. And that's just our way of saying, hey, thank you so much for choosing us this weekend. And we're psyched that you're here. We're also psyched, like I said, about Easter. Listen, next week, we're doing something we've never done. We're doing a 7:15 a.m. service. I don't know who's preaching it because I'm going to be in bed, all right? But no, 7:15, and then we have our normal service time, 7:15, 8:30, 9:45, and 11. And we really know that the middle services, 8:30 and 9:45, are going to be packed. And so a few weeks ago, we tried to bribe you all with donuts to either choose the 7:15 or the 11. Who did the donut bribe thing? Okay, listen, if we see you in one of those middle services, our church security team is going to get you, all right? I'm just kidding. But if you still haven't decided which service you're going to, and you can choose, please choose the 7:15. That'll open up some space for the other services. 11 is right now, like if you choose 11, 11's pretty full already. Like the donuts worked. That was a hit. But everyone went to the 11. All right, so the 7:15. But either way, make sure you're here next weekend. And if you want to invite somebody, you should have got an invite card when you walked in. This is great for your refrigerator, but I really want this on your neighbor's refrigerator. And so make sure you invite your friends and ask them like, hey, would you come to church with me? The stats are crazy. When you personally invite somebody to church, what percentage of people will come at Easter and Christmas? Okay, those are our creasters. We love creasters. And so make sure you're getting the word out and we pack this place out. It's going to be so much fun next weekend. We send out an email every Wednesday about what's going on during the week. And there's a few things on there, but I want to point out this top thing. Before Easter and Christmas every year, we do this push for new Google reviews because that's how everyone finds church. It's through Google now. And if you will leave us a Google review between now and Easter, for every new Google review we get, we're going to send $10 to a local nonprofit. We're partnering with Unique Minds Changing Lives in Lewis, which helps the underserved community around us. And so every Google review, we're sending $10. And so if you might be like, yeah, but I don't like the church. I'm putting a 1-star review. $10. Maybe you'll give us 2 stars. I don't know. But we don't want to tell you what to say or how to rate us. You do you. But we will definitely help support a local nonprofit if you'll definitely give us a Google review this week. Now, we're going to jump into giving. And so do whatever you need to do to prepare for that. Every once in a while, I get to stand up here and just say thank you for your all's generosity. And sometimes maybe you're like, well, what is my generosity doing? How's it helping people? So 2 things that happened 2 weeks ago. There was a local nonprofit around us that was struggling, and we found out they need some financial help. So on your all's behalf, we just sent $5,000 to them. No questions asked, like, here's $5,000. You all need help. You're helping the community. Here you go. We had another family who couldn't pay their electric bill. We're like, we got you. We're paying your electric bill. We had 6 people get baptized here last weekend. We have somebody give their life to Jesus every single week. We did Serve Day last Saturday, where almost 200 of you helped serve 12 local serve sites. And that costs us thousands of dollars to do. And we are happy to do it because you guys are so generous. And we think giving is the best way to share Jesus with the community. And so thank you. I just want to say thank you for your giving. Thank you so much. And so we're going to jump back into worship. So if you guys could stand, and we'll start.
You guys doing well? I can tell. Are you telling me you did nothing different to your hair? Is that what you're telling me? I'm supposed to believe that you something different since the last time we talked. It looks lovely, by the way. That you guys didn't need any of that. The lights hit you in the face, and I had to say something. I've got friends in town, which is a lot of fun. The Straws. Adeline just squealed a little bit. I'm not trying. Don't embarrass her. Don't look back there. Don't look back there. But go ahead. You can look back there. My friend Andrew, we've been friends for 12 years now. Andrew's the tallest man in the room right now. If you think you're tall, you're not, okay? Look at this man back here. Andrew, how tall are you? 6'7". And the kids said, all right, that's enough. So whenever the Straws come into town, we try to do house projects. And we're in the middle of 6 different ones. We finished none of them, so that's not great. But this whole last week, we were preparing for them to come. So we're cleaning the house. I'm vacuuming the walls. I'm doing everything, I want it to be clean. And the cool thing is that we've been friends so long. We're close. Straw's not going to judge me. Andrew's not going to judge me. His wife and his 2 beautiful daughters, they're not going to judge us on the cleanliness of our house because they love us. They're going to look past that. Jen still is heavy on my hands and knees, the toothbrush in the kitchen. So that was unpleasant. But you might have walked in today and you think, man, the Lord's going to judge me based on what I've got going on in my life. And he is not. He loves you right where you are. Exactly all the stains that are there, all the sin that you've got in your life, the Lord loves you right where you are. But he also loves you enough to not let you stay there. And so whatever you came in with this morning, I just want to encourage you that the Lord loves you. He cares deeply about you. You might think that you've been forgotten or that he doesn't see what you're going through. God loves you. So much so that he sent his son for you. And so maybe you walked in this morning and you're like, man, I'm really going through it this week. Can we pray for you? If you'd be bold enough, you need prayer this morning, would you raise your hand? I see a whole bunch of hands up. If your hand's not up for prayer, would you reach a hand out towards somebody who has their hand up for prayer? We're going to pray right now. Jesus, thank you so much, God, that you do make a way, that you are a way maker. God, that right now you are speaking to people's hearts. God, you are changing minds. You are redeeming things that are broken. God, you are moving. You are not unbothered by the things that are happening here on the earth. Lord, you came here. You lived a perfect life and you died for us. That's how much you care about us, that you gave your life willingly for us through Jesus. And so, God, we willingly give all of our issues, all of our problems, all the things that we're worried, concerned about, all the things that we're afraid of. God, we give them to you. And God, just like you can part a sea, just like you can calm a storm, just like you can raise Jesus back to life again. God, would you calm the storm in our lives? God, would you bring things that are dead back to life again? God, we love you and we trust you. Help our unbelief. Help us to believe that you're not just good, but that you're great. Greater than anything that we can imagine. So fix our eyes towards you, tune our hearts towards you. Even when we're prone to wonder, Lord, tune our hearts, fix our eyes towards you. Today's about you and nothing else. We love you so much and pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus.
Maybe you can have a seat.
Where are those chains that once held me? I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. My sin is gone, how can it be? I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Look at what the Lord has done. Going back to the way I was. Look at what the Lord has done. Going back to the way I was. Look at what the Lord has done. I'm never going back to the way I was. Look at what the Lord has done. I'm never going back to the way I was.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm on this front row and I'm like, I have the greatest job in the world. I do. I get to listen to the band play 3 times and worship Jesus with them 3 times. Listen, Nate, I know you're on the camera right now. It's not enough, man. We need a 4th service, which thank goodness for next weekend. But aren't you thankful for what the band does to help us worship Jesus? And like, I'm just so thankful. And I know not everybody's a singer, and that's not like how you experience God for some of you. But for me, like we're good. We can pack them and go home now. I like that. That was so good. And I want to shout out everybody who's joining us online. And we have so many people who that's how you experience Bayshore is you're online. And sometimes that's because you're nearby, but you can't get here. Or sometimes it's because you live really far away. And so I just want to thank you for listening to this. And if you're listening to this week, I just want to tell you Easter is Sunday. All right, so like if you live nearby, all right, I know it's convenient to be online, but if you live nearby, and I'm talking within 3,000 to 5,000 miles of the church, you got to get here next weekend, okay? 7:15 if you can choose a service. I'm pretty sure we're getting a bunny, guys. I heard we may be getting a real bunny for next weekend, so it's going to be lit, as the kids say, next weekend. It's going to be awesome. But can we put our hands together for our online family? Thank you guys for tuning in. So I know that today is like Palm Sunday, and we're in this series right now called Easter. It's too big for one day, because it is. And maybe you expected to get a palm branch when you walked in. We didn't do that today, because when I was a kid growing up, me and my brother, we used to use the palm branches, and we had sword fights in the church lobby. Well, Palm Sunday is a great story. We're actually not going to do the Palm Sunday story today. We're still going to be in the Easter story, and I'm calling today's message The Villain. Everybody say The Villain. Now, speaking of villains, I'm pretty sure I saw one on Monday. I had this guy in Bethany tailgating me so bad. I don't know how you handle getting tailgated, but I do a little sinning in my head. Anybody else? Okay, we can be honest. We're in church. So this guy was like right up on me, and I'm thinking like, what's the rush? I'm going the speed limit, you know? And he ended up passing me on the shoulder. You ever been shoulder passed before? Listen, you thought I was sinning when he was tailgating me. When he shoulder passed me, I'm like, Lord have mercy, all right? And he passed me, and I'm not trying to like start any fights. I'm pretty sure his license plate said New Jersey. New Jersey people, we love you. You all drive a little crazy though. But he passed me, and as he's passing me, like I stared at him. I don't know if you do the stare down thing. Like, come on, I'm staring at him. And he just looks at me, and he gave me this like Disney villain smirk, like, listen, I was thinking, wait till I run into you in Wawa, New Jersey, and you can't figure out how to get down the shore. You need directions. I'm going to send you to Trap Pond, 30 miles inland. But I have his like Disney villain like smirk stuck in my mind. I've had it in my mind all week long. And the reason I say Disney villain and not just villain is because if you were here last weekend, you know my family, we went down to Disney a few weeks ago. My in-laws took us, and my mother-in-law, she has this thing where she doesn't ride rides because, as she says, she rode the teacup ride one time, and she went on one too many rotations. And that just ruined her ride situation for life. And I was thinking, have you ever ridden the Gravitron in Funland after eating an entire bucket of Thrashers, which I have done? Never again. But she's ruined for rides. She doesn't do rides, and it's great because she likes to do the shows. I would have never thought to go to the shows at Disney, but she's all about the shows. So we went to this show down there called Villains, and you'll never guess what it was about. That New Jersey driver that passed me, I'm just kidding. No, it was about Disney villains, and they're all on the show, and at the end, you get to vote on which one you think the best villain is, and so it made me think about, like, who is your favorite movie villain? And not just like a Disney movie villain, but like any kind of movie. Who is your favorite movie villain? And we can talk. It's 11 o'clock, all right? What do we have to do? We can chat. Anybody want to say who your favorite movie villain is? The Joker, okay? The Joker, Heath Ledger got into that one, all right? That's a good one. I know there's a lot of different Joker actors. That's a good one. Anybody else? What's that? Tyler who? Kylo Ren from Star Wars. That's a good one. All right, I'm half deaf. Joffrey. Oh, okay. Joffrey, okay. So lots of good villains in the room. So on Monday, I made my top 3 movie villain list. You want to see my top 3 movie villain list? All right, the first one, nobody said. I'm pretty happy, all right? The first one is this one, Captain Hook from the movie Hook. Any Hook fans in the room? Oh, listen, I love it. I love that he says, like, Smee 70,000 times, but I also love, like, the scene where he's got his hook and he's like, do. Some of you are like, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You're like, how often do you watch this movie? I watched it last Sunday after church. It was a great wind down preaching, movie. But I love Captain Hook. The other one is kind of like Kylo Ren, but not. All right, so we got Darth Vader on the screen. Come on. You got to bring up Darth Vader. Any Vader fans in the room? So Darth Vader can be a little bit scary because when we were in Disney, I was walking, a few weeks ago. I'm walking with 87 million of my favorite friends, all these people around us. And my boy Nixon was standing next to me, and he was just staring up at me. And I was like, I don't know if he's like mesmerized by my handsomeness, or if like the sun glare from my bald head was blinding him. But he was just like, had this weird look on his face. And then he pointed, and like I could tell his point kind of like went past me. So I was like, and right next to me was Darth Vader, walking to wherever he was going. And let me just tell you, Darth Vader is taller than you would think in person. And when you're not expecting him to be right here, you may wet your pants just a little bit, all right? And so Darth Vader, I think, is a great villain. Although I do think Darth Vader is kind of good. Me and my wife have argued about this. She says he's not. She's never even seen the movie, but she's sure he's not. But I'm like, maybe a little bit. Anyway, but my third villain that we'll put up on the screen is gotta be Jaws. Come on, he's not a person, but he eats people, so that counts as a villain, right? I love the movie Jaws, so much so I have a summer tradition. Every July, I watch the movie Jaws, which is a terrible tradition. I don't know where this came from, because you know where I spend my entire July? At the beach, in the water. And have you ever watched that movie and then you're in the water and you just hear the music? Does that ever happen to you? That's the bad news. The good news is when you wet your pants in the water, no one knows, okay? So that's good. And so I have these villains, and I made this list earlier in the week. I think I'll probably adjust it later now that I thought about it all week, like Marv and Harry from Home Alone. They were like, I love them. I'm a weird person where I sort of love the villain in the story. Anybody else? I like the villain. It's just me and you. All right, Jennifer? I love the villains in the story. And so today, I want to tell you about my favorite Easter villain. And it's not Judas. It's not Pontius Pilate. It's not the devil. We don't like that guy around here. My favorite villain in the Easter story is this guy, Barabbas. All right, now I had AI make this for me, and AI went a little dramatic. I'll be honest with you. And AI went really dramatic with a few of my pictures today, so just hang in there. But how many of you have heard of Barabbas before? Okay, that's probably half the room. The rest of you, let me kind of give you the overview. Barabbas is a guy who makes it into all 4 Easter stories. He's in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all 4 versions, all 4 Gospels. And when you make it in 4 out of 4, you're sort of a big deal, right? And here's kind of when we meet him. We meet him on a Friday. Now, that Thursday, Jesus had been arrested, and he went to a trial overnight. Now, it was a fixed trial. The religious leaders fixed it so that he would be, claimed guilty even though he wasn't. And so that was trial number 1 with the religious leaders. And then they had trial number 2 on Friday morning. So 2 trials in 12 hours. That is not how it works today, right? And so he is in front of this, the governor, Pilate, and he's being accused of trying to overthrow the Roman government in front of the Roman governor, which he did not do. All right, so that's the setup. Everybody got the setup? All right, so we're going to be in Mark chapter 15. I'm going to read the whole story to you, so just buckle up. This is Barabbas' story. Now, it was the governor's custom each year during the Passover celebration to release 1 prisoner. How many prisoners? 1 prisoner. Anyone the people requested. One of the prisoners at that time was Barabbas, my favorite Easter villain. Okay, so we got Barabbas, and he was a revolutionary, or another word for that is he was a criminal who had committed, everybody say had committed. He had committed murder in an uprising. This isn't like, well, he allegedly did some bad things. No, my man was guilty. He had committed murder. And so the crowd, and these are the religious nut jobs around, went to Pilate, the governor, and asked him to release a prisoner as usual. Would you like to release to you the king of the Jews? Pilate asked. For he realized by now that the leading priests had arrested Jesus out of envy. In other words, Pilate is like, listen, I talked to this Jesus guy. He seems great. He seems like a really nice guy. I don't think he did anything wrong. So would you like me to release that guy to you? But at this point, the leading priests stirred up the crowd to demand the release of Barabbas instead of Jesus. Everybody say, what? All right. So Pilate asked them, then what should I do with this man you call the king of the Jews? They shouted back, crucify him. Why? Pilate demanded. What crime has he committed? But the mob roared even louder, crucify him. So to pacify the crowd, now this is wild, okay? This is a politician who's going to just cave to the crowd to pacify the crowd. That's normal. Anyway, so to pacify the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them, and he ordered Jesus flogged with a lead-tipped whip, then turned him over to the Roman soldiers to be crucified. All right, that was a lot, right? Everybody say that was a lot? It's a lot? Okay. Let me unpack this craziness. Once a year, the Roman governor would release 1 Jewish prisoner, any prisoner that the Jews chose to pick, okay? And now maybe you're like, well, why would the Roman governor release a prisoner, for no reason? Okay, well, there was a reason. The Roman governor was scared, like my mother-in-law of the teacups. Okay, the Roman governor was scared that the Jewish people were going to form a group and overthrow the Roman government. So to pacify them, to kind of throw them a bone, the governor was like, listen, you can have anybody you want that's in prison. We'll release them for you. What could possibly go wrong? Jack the Ripper. Yeah, go ahead. Go play on the playground. This is crazy. And so Barabbas was a bad dude. This is what we know from all 4 Gospels. This is what Barabbas had done. Barabbas was a murderer who stole, he evaded taxes, and he led a failed insurrection against the Roman government. So he's a bad dude. And so they're going to release 1 prisoner. And so Pilate is like, would you like me to release, Jesus who loves kids? He said, love your neighbor, this great guy. Or would you want me to release this guy? We'll put the picture up, Amanda. Do you want me to release Barabbas? Do you want me to put this guy on the Rehoboth playground with your children? And so I'm sure he's thinking they're going to say, well, let's release Jesus, the nice guy. But instead, here's the next picture. This is what they did. They picked Barabbas. Because religious nut jobs are crazy. Have you ever noticed that religious people are not rational sometimes? But this whole story, this moment right here is why guilty Barabbas is my favorite person in the Easter story. Because guilty Barabbas gets chosen to go free, and Jesus gets sent to the cross, which is the Easter story. If you don't know, if you're not figuring out what I'm saying, okay, Barabbas is a person in the Easter story that symbolizes us. Barabbas is us in the Easter story. Guilty us gets set free because innocent Jesus got sent to the cross. That's Easter. Now, let's break this down, okay? Barabbas was guilty. Everybody say guilty. And I have his mugshot to prove it, okay? So guilty, Barabbas, right here. I told you AI went crazy this week. We got Jerusalem Correctional Facility. The date seems pretty accurate, you know. Anyway, so I'm curious. Barabbas is guilty in this story. I'm curious, have you ever been guilty of something you shouldn't do before? Come on, 11 o'clock. Let's just raise hands on this. Let's just come on. Some of you are not raising your hand. Some of you are like, I parked in the Casapoulos parking spot upstairs, the one that's marked for Casapoulos. Am I guilty of something? Yes. Okay, you're getting your car towed right now. No, I'm just kidding. Some of you are like, should I run up there? No, we're kidding. But we're all guilty of stuff. We've all been caught in a moment of guilt before. I found this picture this week. It is an old picture of Stacy and I the summer before we got married. Okay, now, a little embarrassing for me to put this up here because if you can't see, it's hot. I am pitting out in this picture. My goodness. But I'm sweating to death, but I'm standing next to my fiance. We're about to get married. She's smoking hot. It's July. I'm sweating, whatever. But we're standing out on this piece of property that, here's the thing. When Stacey and I got engaged, we were broke. And we thought, you know what we should do since we don't have any money? We should buy some land we can't afford. And we should buy a house we can't afford. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? And so the picture represents our bad decision because we're standing out on the piece of property that we built our house on. And the day we got back from our honeymoon, we moved into that house. But let me kind of back up. At this point, we had zero furniture for our house. Zero, none. All right. And I didn't really have any money, but somehow I scraped together $2,000 to furnish the entire house. That'll work, right? And this is not a lie. This is how stupid I was. All right. The first thing I did is I went to Best Buy, and I bought a TV that cost $700 because a man's got to do what a man's got to do, all right? So $700. Now, let's do some math, okay? So how much money do I have left? $2,000 started with. I bought a TV for $700. $1,300. Okay, great. You were smarter than the last service. All right, so $1,300. And so we had no money, so we did what every broke couple does when they need furniture. We went to IKEA. How many of you know about that IKEA life? All right, so I have put together more IKEA furniture incorrectly than anybody you know. But we went up to IKEA. We had $1,300. And when we walk in, Stacy sees this mirror. It's $200. All right, now everything in IKEA is like $2. All right, but there was a $200. It's like the fanciest thing they had. And Stacy's like, I got to have that mirror. And I'm thinking, we only got $1,300. And she's thinking, you bought a $700 TV. I'm going to get to my mirror. And so you know what we bought? We bought the mirror. So we didn't really have a bed, but we had a mirror and I had a flat screen TV. We were happy, you know? And so we get back from our honeymoon and we went to go like put our furniture, the little bit that we had in the house. And it was about a week after we got married. My brother comes over and we're going to hang this $200 mirror. Now, I'm not handy at all. Anybody like me, you are not good at putting anything together. You can't, I can't fix anything, hang anything. So Tim gave me the stud finder, and I'm like, well, that's appropriate. I'm the stud. And so I got the stud finder, and I'm trying to find where the stud is because he needs to, put something in the wall, like a hook or something. I don't know. And so I'm like, the stud's here. And he's like, it's here. I'm like, it's here. He's like, it's here. I'm like, it's here. And so he's like, okay, let me drill. And guess what? There wasn't a stud where Tim drilled. And so Tim was confused, or I don't know what happened. He ends up pressing really hard on the drill. The entire drill head goes through our new wall. I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, you told me to drill. And I'm thinking, Stacy is going to, this is our brand new house, our brand new wall, okay? Stacy's going to kill us. And so right in that moment, Stacy wasn't home. She was working. The garage door opens. And it is Stacy. It happened within the second of that drill head going through the wall. And Tim just hands me the drill. And I'm like, I got caught in a moment of guilt, all right? And here's the thing. We all have moments of guilt in our life. Isn't that true? We all have that, okay? And so we all have moments of guilt. And I don't mean like we're just guilty of hanging a mirror wrong or putting a hole through the wall. I mean, we're guilty of this thing that the Bible calls sin. Now, let me kind of like break this down, all right? I want to kind of level the playing field by doing a poll. And I don't want to embarrass anybody. We're not trying to embarrass anybody here. So this poll, all you got to do to participate is you got to give me a little pinky. Okay, so if it's true for you, just pinky. So let's test it. All right, let's see the pinkies. Pinkies up. Okay, all right, I see. Okay, that's good. All right, so if you've ever lied about anything, and it could be your age, ladies. Guys, it could be rounding down the price of that TV to the nearest 500th underneath, okay? Just give me a little pinky if you've ever lied. A little bit. Oh, okay. That's 2 pinkies in the back. I appreciate the honesty. All right, this next one, this is a little more awkward. So when we want to do pinkies, you can just you can do wink, okay? Have you ever looked at somebody who's not your boo thing, it's not your person, and you looked at them a little bit like, give me a wink. Come on, give me a wink. Listen, all 3 services, the guys are winking. All the ladies are like, I've never done that. And you just went and saw that Ryan Gosling movie because you like sci-fi movies. Okay. But Jesus said that if we look at somebody who's not our person, kind of like, then that's basically as bad as cheating. Okay, so there we go. Welcome to Bayshore. The other thing is, how many of you have ever stolen something and your Netflix password counts? We'll go back to pinkies. If you've ever stolen something that's not yours, the Bayshore pens definitely count. Let me see the pinkies. All right. I just conducted this poll, and this is a scientific data. We are a church full of lying, cheating, stealers. Welcome to Bayshore. And if you are a lady and you have a purse and you need to use the restroom, do not leave your purse on the seat because Deacon Don is probably going to lift that thing, all right? This is what Romans 3:23 says. It says, everyone. Everybody say everyone. Everyone has sinned. Everybody say all. We all fall short of God's glorious standard. Now, here's the interesting thing. In Greek, do you know what all and everyone means? All and everyone. Okay, so that's me. That's you. That's that New Jersey driver, for sure. That is Barabbas. That is all. We are all and we are everyone. Now, here's a little more Greek, and this is really, really interesting in my opinion. You know what Barabbas' name means in Greek? Well, we'll put this on the screen. Barabbas, we'll break it down. Bar means son of. Abba means the father. Barabbas' name literally means son of the father. And he's pitted up against the actual son of the father. And only one of them is guilty. And guilty Barabbas gets to be set free, and Jesus gets to be sent to the cross. Why? Because Jesus wanted all of us, me and you and everyone in this room, to have the opportunity to be sons and daughters of the Father. And so listen, Barabbas is us in the Easter story. We are the villains in the Easter story that get set free. Aren't you thankful? So Barabbas is 100% guilty. Now, let's kind of flip the script. We'll put up this next picture that is a little over the top. AI, I blame AI. Jesus is 100% innocent and has a wonderful head of hair in this picture. But I'm curious if you've ever been accused of something you didn't do before. Has that ever happened before? Okay. Now, when I was a kid, most of the time when I got accused of something, I did it. I was guilty. And my mom, she was in the last service, my mom had this punishment. Her go-to punishment when we were kids growing up, if I did something wrong or she thought I did something wrong, was she made us run laps around our house. Does anybody else have to run laps around your house when you're in trouble? When you were in trouble as a kid? No, it was just me, all 3 services. Okay. My brother's over there. He's like, yes, me. So to this day, I run 5 to 6 times a week. And people always ask me, like, how do you do that? I'm like, my mom taught me at a really young age. Because I did a lot of running around my house. And so my son is in this service. Guess what is my go-to punishment when my kids do something wrong? You're going to run around the house. Okay, my neighbors think my kids are training for the Olympics. They're like, these kids are out there a lot. And so I remember about a month ago, Nixon did something wrong. I cannot remember what he did, but he did something wrong. He was not innocent. He did it. And so I know it was like a medium level punishment. And that's like a 5-lap minimum in our house. So I was like, okay, Nixon, go run 5 laps. And so Nixon's like, okay. And so he goes outside. A few minutes later, Nixon comes back inside. And I said, did you run your 5 laps? And he's like, yeah, Dad. And I just sense like he didn't run 5 laps. Parents, you ever had that moment, like you sense something and like your spidey sense went off? And I was like, you didn't run 5 laps. And he's like, yeah, I did. I'm like, you smell guilty. And he's like, I smell like sweat because I ran my 5 laps. I'm like, no, you didn't. And then I had this idea. I remember we have a camera on the outside of our house. Thank goodness that didn't exist when I was a kid because I was definitely skipping laps. Don't worry about that, Nixon. But I was like, well, let's look at the camera. And he's like, okay. And he was confident. So I was like, confident back. I was like, okay. He's like, okay. I was like, okay. And we went back and forth. We had the okay battle. I'm like, okay. And so I watched the video, and I wish I saved it. It was like a month ago, and it's not there anymore. But to Nixon's credit, not only did he run 5 laps, he whistled and danced and had the best time for all 5 laps. And it was all on video. And I'm like, did I say you didn't run it? You did run it. Let's go get ice cream. Whatever you want, buddy. But we're not always innocent like Nixon was innocent when I accused him, okay? We're not always innocent. And I think we know we're not always like 100% innocent. This year is my 13th year being the pastor here. And one of the things that I love about my job, I love my job for a lot of reasons, but one of the things I'm honored about with my job is that you all confess stuff to me all the time. That's like the nice way to put it. The other way to put it is, you all tell me some crazy stuff sometimes. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy, you know? And so I remember a couple months ago in the lobby, this person came up to me and confessed something right out in the lobby. And like, it just came out. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, let's pray. And so, but I've had a lot of people confess things to me. I'm honored that you guys do that. But one of the things no one has come up to me and said in 13 years of being a pastor, no one's ever been like, Joe, I just got to confess something to you. I got to get something off my chest. It's been weighing on me heavy. I just got to confess. I'm just struggling with how innocent I am. No one's ever said that. Listen, no one can accuse me and you or all of us of being 100% innocent, right? Right? Now, this is what Jesus said one time. This is in John 8:46. He says, which of you can truthfully accuse me of sin? And I think it was just like crickets. Nothing. Now, I double dog dare you. If you came to church with your family today, by the way, who rode to church with a family member today? Okay. I double dog dare you to do this. Okay. On your way home from church, okay, in a few minutes, in the car, just say, hey, everybody, let's have a conversation. Which of you can truthfully accuse me of sin? I want to ride home with you because I want to hear the stories that your family is going to tell, right? Because none of us are 100% innocent except for Jesus. And Jesus was the one who got sent to the cross so that Barabbas, also known as us, could go free and not be sent to the cross. Now, maybe you're like, well, why would like innocent Jesus have to go to the cross because I'm guilty? Now, let me explain this, and this will be fascinating right here. How many of you we won't do pinkies? We're not going to wink. We're gonna go in for this. How many of you have ever been in a car crash before? Okay. Keep your hands up. Okay, people all the time ask us, why don't we have like a ministry where we go pick up people in the local area and bring them to church? Look around. Who's going to volunteer? We ain't sending you all to do it, okay? All right, let's keep going. How many of you have been in 2 car crashes? Okay. 3? Okay. 4? Yeah, sure. 4 crashes. All right. Okay. Listen, 5. You need more? 5? 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen, we're going to 8. 8. We are never going to have you drive for our church, all right? Actually, we're going to pay for an Uber to take you home today, all right? Listen, when we crash, and some of you have crashed more than others, and I didn't mean to, like, I don't know, were you above 8 back here, sir? Okay, like, no, like, Lord, have mercy. Above 8? 5, okay. All right, you got second place, all right? Not your fault, of course. 5, that none of them were your fault. 8, none of them, I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, all right. Listen, when we crash or when there's an accident, somebody's got to pay for that, right? The Geico Gecko, or the person who, you hit, or the person who hit you, like somebody's got to pay. And that's why Jesus had to go to the cross, because when somebody does something wrong, somebody has to pay to make it right? That's 100% the reason that 100% innocent Jesus had to go to the cross for 100% guilty Barabbas and us. And we'll put this on the screen. Because we're guilty of sin, and because God's penalty for sin is huge, listen to this. Jesus chose to make a huge payment with his life to set us free from God's penalty. Amen. Thank you, Nate. Because I was about to say, and the crowd goes mild. We're like, oh, that's cool. Like, where do you want to go for lunch? You want to go to Mission Barbecue? They got that BBQ barbecue sauce. Like, And I know I'm not trying to like make anybody feel bad, but I think we should lose our mind about this. I think it should blow our minds. Like, oh my goodness, we're guilty of sin, and God's penalty for sin is huge. And so Jesus, he chose to make a huge payment so I could be set free from God's penalty. And so maybe, you know, let me put it this way. I just want us to think about Barabbas. Let's put ourselves in Barabbas' shoes for a second. So just imagine you're the villain in the Easter story. We have a picture so you can kind of picture where you're at. All right, this is Barabbas in a first century Roman prison. And let me just tell you, all right, my man was on death row. And you might be like, how do you know he was on death row? Because when you tried to overthrow the Roman government, the punishment for that was you were executed. And Barabbas, he was like a one-upper. He's like, I didn't just do that. He murdered people. He evaded taxes. He stole stuff. My man is on death row. And so he's not thinking about eating Mission barbecue for lunch. He's thinking about, he's counting down the days until, that happens. And he's having to sleep on this prison mattress of rocks. He's probably eating prison bugs. Like, it is bad news, okay? And so you got him. And one morning, a Friday morning, he gets woken up because outside of his window, he hears all these people yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering. And he's like trying to look and he can't see where all this crazy noise is coming from. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're holding a hearing to see if we can put a Costco on Route 24. And it's just chaos and people are passionate. He's like, what is going on? And the next thing he knows, he hears these Roman guards coming towards his cell and they say, hey, Barney, stand up. And he's like, I'm not Barney, I'm Barabbas. They're like, yeah, Barney, stand up. And so Barney stands up and he's like, no, today's not don't kill me today. It's Friday, give me the weekend, okay? I'm better to die on Tuesday. Give me Tuesday. And they're like, no, you're not gonna die. Actually, we're letting you go. And he's like, don't tell a death row person. That is a bad joke, guys. And they're like, no, you're free. You're free to go. A guy named Jesus is taking your place. So we need your shackles and we're gonna put them on Jesus and you get to go you're set free. Now, do you think Barabbas was like, okay, I guess I'll go to Mission Barbecue? No. Barabbas, he started on the gritty or whatever my boy Nixon does all over my front yard all the time, okay? Like, he lost his mind. And why did Barabbas lose his mind? It's the same reason we should lose our mind, because we are all guilty of sin. And God's penalty for sin is huge, but Jesus chose to take on our sin so that we could be set free from what we did. And the crowd goes, yes. We're set free. Everybody say, I'm free. I'm free. Like, feel this. I'm free. You're free. All right. Every Jesus follower is free. Barabbas got set free. We are Barabbas in the Easter story. The villains are set free. Now, all right, maybe you're like, free from what? Like, what is God's penalty for sin anyway? It's so huge. Like, maybe I'll pay with it a different way. Like, I'll just take care of it. I don't need Jesus. I'll figure it out. Can I just be real with you, 11 o'clock? Can I just shoot straight? All right. God's penalty for sin is hell. And hell is a real place, and people really do go there. And here's the thing. When I bring that up, I know everybody's like, well, no. Tell a funny story again. Just like, I brought some friends today. Stop cussing in church, Joel. Let's not talk about it. And I get no popularity points for saying the word hell in church and saying that is God's penalty for sin. But my job is not supposed to be popular. My job is supposed to be your pastor. And the Bible talks about hell between 160 and 250 times because it's a real place and people really do go there. Now, here's the question. Everybody asks, how could a loving God send people to hell? You ready for my answer? It's going to freak some of you out. All right, how could a loving God send people to hell? He doesn't. Now, don't email me, you theological nerds, okay? I know it's coming because let me tell you the whole thing. He doesn't because this. We'll put it on the screen. To get to hell, we are the ones that have to step over a bloodstained cross first. We are the ones who have to step over a bloodstained cross first, which is why I have the greatest job in the world. Because I get to tell you about the hope of heaven every single week, and people enter into the hope of heaven every single Sunday at Bayshore. I have the best job in the world. I call myself a hope dealer because, yes, the Bible talks about hell 160 to 250 times, somewhere in that range. Do you know how many times the Bible talks about heaven? 350 to 500 times. Come on. because heaven is a real place and people really do go there. My future home address is heaven. And if you're a Jesus follower, your future home address is heaven. Listen, we have a lot of people that came to Bayshore today, probably around 500 people that came today. I think in heaven, we should have a Bayshore neighborhood. Come on, hear me out, okay? Part of the neighborhood is going to be on the beach, and that's where all the Ravens fans will get a house, right on the beach. If you're not a Ravens fan, don't worry. We're going to have a retaining pond on the back of the property. We'll set you up right there, okay? But here's the thing. I told you to get to hell. We're the ones that have to step over that bloodstained cross first and say, I don't want that. But here's the good news. To get to heaven, we'll put this on the screen. We just have to stop at the bloodstained cross first. That's all we have to do. To get to heaven, we just have to stop at this cross. Now, here's the thing. Romans 8:1 says this. Now there is no condemnation for those who belong to Christ Jesus. This is why heaven is a possibility for us. All right, heaven is in our future because Jesus took our place and went up on a cross just like he did for Barabbas. Heaven can be in our future because after Jesus' blood dried on this cross, he died, but he marched into hell and he whooped the devil around. Heaven can be in our future because Jesus walked out of a tomb alive so that me and you and all of us could be set free. We're free. The villains are free. And that's me. And that's you. And that's possible because the tomb is empty, right? Jesus is risen. He's risen indeed, right? Now, I'm going to end with this. This past week, Stacey and I, we got in a little bit of a disagreement. It's a fight, people. We got in a fight. And I like to tell you about our disagreements sometimes so that you guys can side with me, your pastor. And my wife was in the last service. I'm pretty sure people went to her afterwards and were like, no, I side with you. Don't do that, okay? She's not in this service. You got to side with me, all right? Because we got in a heated discussion about what's the greatest Girl Scout cookie. And the answer, obviously, is Samoa's. Don't make me start talking about hell again, people, okay? Samoa's is it. So Stacey was like, no, it's not Samoa's because she doesn't like the coconut whatever. She's like, it's Thin Mints or it's Tagalongs. Yeah. Where are you, Nate?
Tag-along.
The Tagalongs. Nate used to work for the church, you know. So we were discussing this. And afterwards, I was like, we didn't really argue about it. We had fun with it. But I was like, what a stupid argument. Because here's the thing. I get all the Samoas I want when I have a box of Samoas in my house because nobody in my house eats them. I mean, what a dumb argument. And do you know that Christians can sometimes argue about dumb stuff? Have you ever noticed this? Now, let me set this up. So after Barabbas gets set free, in the four Gospels, we don't know what happens to him. There's no follow-up. Like, Barabbas went to do this. Okay, we have no idea. He leaves prison and he is gonzo. We have no idea. But we do know what happened to Jesus. Jesus went to the cross and Jesus was killed. And then he went into this tomb. Now, when it comes to the tomb, this is what we know. We know that Jesus was buried in Joseph of Arimathea's tomb. So it was a borrowed tomb. And we know that the tomb was outside of Jerusalem's city walls, okay? That's all we know. So today, fast forward, basically people think Jesus was buried in one or two different sites in Jerusalem. And so it's either it's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, or it's the Garden Tomb. All right, and so both of these kind of fit some of the criteria for it. And so do you know what Christians have been arguing about for thousands of years? Which tomb it was. And every year, thousands of people will go to each tomb and they'll stand outside of it and they'll argue that, no, he was buried here. And then other people, this one are like, no, he was buried here. Stupid argument. It's like the Samoa cookie argument, okay? It is a stupid argument. You know what we should be shouting in front of both those tombs? I don't know if he was buried here. I don't know if he was buried there. But I do know there is no body in either tomb. All right, and so the tomb is empty. And Jesus is so good, he emptied 2 tombs, people, so that we could be set free. And Barabbas is us. He's a villain. He's a criminal. He's 100%